Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Super Bowl recap of the Broncos against the Seattle Seahawks. And also, I'm going to do a tribute to the season of the 2013 Broncos. Because unfortunately, the Super Bowl was not very good, as most of us Bronco fans can attest. Basically, the first play of the game started off with the hike by Peyton Manning that ended up being a safety. And basically, the game almost was over at that point the way they played. They looked like they never had a chance, which is sad for a team that scored 600 points this year. But I have to give Seattle credit. They deserve to win the game. They dominated on offense, defense, special teams, coaching, etc. So they did what they had to do to win the game. A couple of points that disappointed me, though, is I thought the Broncos kept trying to throw that short pass a little bit too much. I remember on the first or second drive of the game when Demarius Thomas had a pass over the middle, and one of the safeties destroyed him, and he basically didn't look right the rest of the game. He fumbled later on. He didn't have his best game at all, really. Not many of the Broncos on offense played well. Manning obviously threw a terrible interception when it was 15 to nothing. The ball came out of his hand. It looked like a hand grenade. It was awful. And then when it was 15 to nothing later on, Denver was driving, have a chance to maybe cut the lead to 15-7. His arm got hit, got picked off, and Seattle scored a touchdown to go up 22-0 before the half. They didn't play very well from that point on, and Denver drove again to get to about Seattle's 15-yard line, and I think they should have kicked a field goal to get some points to make it 22-3. Not that it would have mattered, but when you get confidence going into the locker room, maybe it can help you with that long break that was going to happen with the Bruno Mars concert during the Super Bowl. Then in the third quarter, what I don't understand is Matt Prater has a great leg. Why would you kick it short to Percy Harvin? Returned the ball for a touchdown. He turned the kick for a touchdown and went up 29-0. The game was definitely over at that point, which is, for us old-time Bronco fans, it brought back some awful, awful memories in the 1990 Super Bowl for the 89 season against Frisco, a 55-10 loss. Worst game I've ever watched in my life. And then the Redskins against the Broncos in 1987 season, so January of 88, where they lost 42-10 and gave up 35 points in the second quarter, where Doug Williams and Timmy Smith went nuts on them. Um, I'm going to bring up a little superstitious fact too, which I know this means absolutely nothing, but maybe because I played baseball and baseball players are superstitious as well. The Broncos in the Super Bowls, when they wore orange uniforms, have been outscored by an average of 41-9. When they have not worn orange, when they've worn blue or white, they've had a 28-27 advantage. So basically, if they make the Super Bowl again and they have choice, wear white uniforms. I know it sounds silly, but is it a coincidence? You've been 4 Super Bowl losses with orange and you've looked awful. 27, 42, 55, and 43 points. You've scored 10, 10, 10, and 8. Pretty awful. All right, now getting back to the season, even though the Super Bowl was atrocious, we'll say, to give it a nice word, the season was success, 13-3 record. I mean, Doom Manning did set a lot of records with the 55 touchdown passes over 5,000 yards. The Broncos had 4 receivers with 10 touchdown receptions or more. Welcome to Demarius Thomas, Decker, and Julius Thomas. Milshawn Moreno had a good season. He had over 1,000 yards rushing. The defense didn't play very well, gave up 399 points, but as the season went on, the last few games they played better. I'm very happy with the season overall. I mean, they did avenge 2 of their losses in the playoffs. They lost to San Diego 27-20 in the regular season. They beat San Diego in the playoffs 24-17. They lost New England in New England, a game that I went to when they had a 24-0 lead, which is not fun watching them blow it. To lose in overtime 34-31, they avenged that loss with a 26-16 victory in the championship game where they played really well, and that was probably the high point of the season for me when they beat the Patriots in the championship game. It was very enjoyable, that game, because I expected that to be a 3-point game, maybe 6, and they played really well. Even though they won by 10, they dominated that game, which was very enjoyable to me. Um, Going into next season, some thoughts that I have is I know they're going to probably lose Eric Decker and Noshawn Moreno. Well, most likely lose him. There's no guarantees that they will. I'd like to see them try to keep Decker because I have a highlight reel that I'm going to play him. Decker had a very good season, even though I railed on him a bunch of times this year. He had some inconsistencies, but he did a good job, really. He had I think he had 12 touchdowns and 85 catches. Moreno, I think, is replaceable, even though I like the guy. He's tough. You have Monte Ball, who's a rookie, talented kid. You can have him take that role next year. And for some reason, if you don't keep Decker, I read online today that Miles Austin's going to be cut by the Cowboys, which I think would be a fantastic fit. I know he's had some injury problems, but Miles Austin's a talented player. Stick him with Welker and Julius Thomas, Demaryius Thomas. I think that would be a nice combo. Other thoughts too, next year, let's not worry about scoring 600 points. How about scoring 30 points a game, 480? Cut your defensive points down from 399 to about 275. I think we learned something this year. Defense wins championships. It almost always has. I very seldom remember a total offensive team winning the Super Bowl. Maybe the Saints in 2009, they gave up, I think, 350 points. The Colts, the year that they won, when Manning did win his one Super Bowl, they gave up about 350. But it's better to give up less than 300 points. Seattle did last year. The Ravens gave up around 300. San Francisco was in the Super Bowl. They gave up about 280 or so. The only team that ever gave up over 400 that won the Super Bowl was the 2011 Giants, where they got healthy. So basically, cut down on your points against, draft some defensive players, because you could also lose Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who's a very good cornerback. You don't want to lose him. I think that would be tough to replace him. Champ Bailey's getting older. Hopefully he moves to safety. I really want him to come back. I think Champ Bailey is a class act. He's been a great player for the Broncos for about 10 seasons. I'd love to see him finish his career here. I don't want to go see him play somewhere else. Steve Atwater going to the Jets for a year, which was awful to me. You don't want to see that. You want to see the guy finish his career in Denver. So, with that said, here's my video for a 2013 tribute to the Denver Broncos season. Hope you enjoyed my mini recap. I really didn't say too much because the Super Bowl, there really wasn't much to say on how bad the game was. But overall, the season was a success, and I'm looking forward to next year. I expect the Broncos to be good again. Stay healthy, improve that defense. Thank you for watching.